Hello and welcome back to this juice fast series thing. 20-day juice fast. This is day 13. So for anyone who's watching all of these, congrats. You made it to day 13. So what I will say about today in particular, okay, let me get the other stuff out of the way first, like the body stuff. Slept great, very deep sleep, had some crazy dreams. I don't really remember them, but I'm sure my energetics were being all sorted out on the other side. But yeah, so overall, again, today, energy's feeling smooth, good. I feel awake. It's later in the day. It's around like 5 o'clock now. Yeah, I've just been finding the days have been both slow and fast somehow at the same time. So, yeah. So this morning, I weighed myself again, hovering around, just around 150, but then once I have juices, it's anyways, everything's chill on that side of things. So today I released more plaque, more mucoid plaque. And every time I do, it feels so great. It feels like a new space is being liberated or opened up. And yeah, it's just this feeling, this sense of just more ease in my body after that stuff comes out. So I've been kind of, I have a rough number of how much plaque, like very different than your regular bowel movement, specifically very dense strands and long, some of them are longer or bigger, just clumps or chunks, but it's very dense and different than your normal bowel movement that you're maybe used to. I don't know about your bowel movements, I only know about mine. But so these are very different consistencies and shape. Like today specifically, this was so far the best long strand. It was almost a foot long, where it looks like an intestine, and so very, very cool, and different color as well, and just way more rubbery. And so far I think I've released it's been 3 days since I've started taking the plasma pudding that helps to get all this stuff out. After 10 days of just straight juice and I'm still having some BMs, but this is actually starting to get what needs to get out. And so 3 days in now, I think I've released about 8 feet of plaque. So 8 feet of gunk that has been probably sitting there for years. And according to the person who's helping me with this, I'm gonna try it. And so far, as of this video, just so you know, I've posted my day 1 video and no videos since. So I think the plan after this, recording this video, is I'm probably going to upload I don't know, 2-3, a handful of them, however long it, I don't know how long it takes. I didn't really pay attention to how long it took to upload the other one, but I just need to start releasing them, because I don't want to get in the habit of not posting things. The whole point of this of putting it on YouTube is to get in the habit of this, so that after the juice fast I can continue just making videos and posting them and seeing what resonates out there in the world. So anyways, I got to do that. I will do that. So yeah, anyways, I think I'm going to in the like descriptions of these videos, I think there's a way to do that where you can kind of have like a link to her channel, so you can kind of go to her channel and learn more about juicing and cleansing and the energetics of it all. She has a lot more experience and a lot more like invested passion into this subject than I do. I'm benefiting from it. Like I'm feeding off of her passion with this to like, it's a big reason why I finally decided to do this, because here's someone who's just so passionate about this subject, and it's something that I'm also like interested in, you know, cleaning the body, cleansing the body, something I've been thinking about doing for a long time. And here's this person who's local to me, super passionate, and has the experience to back it up, you know? So if you're gonna learn about this more and you're interested, I think she does like, obviously not everyone's going to be local to where she is, where she can bring you the juices and stuff like that, but she does offer like guidance via phone calls and check-ins and things like that, where you would have your own juicer and you would get your own ingredients and all that sort of stuff, and you do it yourself, but she's kind of like, you know, online sort of coach. So, but I'm really grateful and happy that I get to like have it delivered and like get to have one-on-one conversations with her and stuff. So that's been really, really helpful. But yeah, anyways, so she said that you could expect up to 26 to 30 feet of this stuff to come out. So, yeah, so I'm at give or take 8 feet right now. So that means that, yeah, it means, what is that? Sorry, I'm looking at a thing. I don't know what that means. Hopefully this is recording. But yeah, so that means I still got quite a bit left. And I send her pictures of these things, what's being released. And she's like, yeah, it looks like it's just still getting started. So I've released like 8 feet of this stuff, and it's like just getting started. So like if I'm feeling this relieved up to this point, I can only imagine what it's going to feel like in my body, kind of in that stomach, pelvic region, once all of this stuff is cleared out. So, you know, we'll see how it goes as we approach day 20. But there's, you know, depending on how much I release, there's a good chance that I might extend the juice fast to maybe 30 days. Hi there, you might remember me from a similar looking video a short time earlier, where maybe there was a bit more light in the image. And that's because in the middle of the video, I didn't do anything, but the memory card, the memory card, is that what it's called? It was too full. It was too full. So the camera just kind of like said, nah, no more space. And did I get upset? No, not this guy. I wasn't frustrated or like that. It didn't bother me at all. Not even one bit. And that's because of this juice fast. You know, before this juice fast, I might have broken something. No, not actually. But to be honest, this frustrated me less than I thought it would. And it allowed me to, anyway, so what we can see here is that hopefully if this works out fine, even though this is a clear, I'm bringing awareness to it. Hopefully I was able to make a little edit of some kind, the most basic of simple edits, which is just put another video after this one, and it continues. It shouldn't be too complicated, but that's what this, you know, roadblock, or like, oh, this cut me off and I was in the middle of a train of thought, whatever. It allowed me to do something that I needed to do anyways, which is clear the frickin' memory card. It gave me a chance to kind of see some other videos I had attempted to make that were like really funny to me. And yeah, I was just able to clear the memory card, put it on a like external hard drive as well, just kind of like get more familiar with that process. It's like, oh yeah, this is part of the process. You can't just record on these things forever. You know, at some point it gets full. You need to put it somewhere. You need to have it on your computer, maybe a backup of it on external hard drive. So yeah, it gave me an opportunity to kind of like just do that and hopefully make a real simple edit here where it's not, you know, whatever, whatever. But I considered starting over. I considered just not finishing what my train of thought was anyways, but no, I had more things to say. So that may or may not be helpful, whatever. But anyways, that in and of itself, this little thing was a helpful experience for me. It was good. It was good to kind of like notice myself react differently. Truly differently than I would have prior to this in this scenario. But yeah, so basically to take over where I left off, or whatever the saying is, so I, based on listening to my body, I might prolong this to a 30-day fast. I just really want, since I'm this far into it, I really just want to make sure that I'm getting as much of that plaque stuff out as much as possible. And from what I hear from the person helping me with this, is that, you know, in terms of like what I'm doing obviously is killing parasites and clearing parasites as well. However, in her experience, the best result she had for actually cleansing her intestines from parasites and worms and stuff like that has been through coffee enemas. So she recommends that I wait at least a month or so before I give that a try. And it has to be like really high quality coffee, like organic. I think she even recommended like a company that makes it specifically for that. So super safe, because it's obviously you don't want to infect anything, or like, you know, because it's an enema, you know, you're putting it in a sensitive area, and it's not going through like your digestive system, right? It's going the other way. So yeah, you need to make sure that it's high quality stuff. But supposedly that has cleared like the worms and parasites more than anything else for her. So I'll probably give my body a break after this, and then give that a shot as well. Will I do a coffee enema series? Maybe. Like, I don't really want this channel to become but at this, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this health thing, and like, because there's channels for that. It's just not. I don't see that as being my thing, or one of my things. But if it feels alive for me, that it feels like, okay, I'll share this and like my experience with it. Maybe I will. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so I just really want to do the full process, you know? So I'm having some tea here. Today, April 13th, 2026, it's like, yeah, now it's more that like April showers here in Canada, but it's also still kind of like, well, today is a bit more mild, but it's just kind of like, I feel like the weather certainly is like affecting my mood, and with this as well, like it's affecting I find it's affecting a bit my relationship with this for some reason. It's like the weather's dragging on, and now I'm feeling kind of like it affect my relationship to this, where it's like, even though I'm feeling so good and like great, and I'm seeing progress, and it's awesome, at day 13 of 20, I'm for whatever reason, today has been a day where it's like, it's felt like, okay, not that it's like dragging on, but it's like a little bit of that element where it's kind of like, okay, like I'm seeing the end of this, even though it's more important to me to see this process through than to just like get through it and like say I did it or whatever. I just have a bit of that happening today. And with that as well has come some, like, again, I don't know if you call them food cravings or whatever, but just like more thoughts about food, more thoughts about and not necessarily like, oh, like some fruit and stuff, like more thoughts of like, you know, like, oh, I wonder, it's like more like, instead of I wonder if I'll ever eat a cheeseburger again or something, it's like, I wonder when I will. I wonder when I will try a cheeseburger again, like a greasy burger. That's just the truth. That's what's happening right now. But you know, I don't necessarily think, like, as I'm faced with that sort of thinking, I'm also like, I'm also just kind of noticing this back and forth dilemma. It's like I'm in the middle of something right now, right? It's something big, and even prior to this fast, I feel like in my life I've been in the middle of like not quite who I used to be, not quite who I think I'm becoming, in this kind of middle for, who knows, maybe years. But it's like with this, I'm a bit more sensitive to it. I'm a bit more aware to like what's like clawing at me in terms of like making sense of this feeling. And again, this is just what kind of makes sense to me right now, but it feels like I'm looking for something to hold on to, which is funny, because there's maybe like parasites and stuff inside me and whatever, energetically there's things inside that have been there for so long that want to be released, that like so far my body's still holding on to it. Everything's mirrored, you know, but it feels like I'm looking for things to hold on to, like I'm looking for things to attach to, like, and specifically like versions of myself. Like, oh, I wonder what I will go back to, like, or what I will keep, you know, of myself prior to this thing, because I really think that this has been a profound experience for me. Like, it's shifted a lot for me. And so on the other side of this, I'm wondering, like, you know, because now it's like, okay, I'm feeling this, like, okay, this is going to end at some point, this fast, this journey, this little micro life of a fast. And I wonder what I'm like trying to explain it. I think I'm doing all right, but it's like, what am I going to be like faced with where it's like no, this isn't for me anymore? Because there's been times where there's been things where it's like, this isn't for me anymore. I mean, still things today where it's like, this isn't for me anymore. And I still go to it. And I still lean on it. And I still like, again, if I like to be transparent, for me, it's like social media. It's just like it loops me in, and I feel like my algorithm's pretty good, but it's like an echo chamber at the same time, right? It's like I'm constantly looking for answers outside of myself, and it's all the answers, everything that I hear, it's all the same answers, and it's all the same stuff that I already know, kind of, but it's like an echo chamber of like my own beliefs, and so is it really serving me? I don't know. But it's certainly taking a lot of my time and my attention, my focus, and it's just like, so I know it's not for me anymore, that much time, that much energy giving to this one thing. And but I'm still going back to it, But now I definitely have better self-talk around it, less being hard on myself and judgment over it on myself. But like at the end of the day, like all these things are just decisions waiting to happen, right? And yeah, so I don't know, like attaching to versions of myself. And then I was thinking like, okay, like, what's this version of myself on the other side of this that is like whatever, a better version or whatever. And the more I started thinking about it, the more it's like that the whole point is not holding on to things, including ideas of what's next and the future. Like you can have a desire, and you can want something for yourself, and you can hope certain things play out a certain way, but holding on to those things and attaching your happiness to those things coming to fruition in such and such way is in my experience a recipe for disaster, because most of the time things work out differently, or I should say most of the time when things work out kind of almost exactly the way that you saw them happening or whatever, like it doesn't feel as good as you think it would. And what ends up feeling better is like the unexpected surprises and things that happen over time that you honestly like you don't appreciate until you see how it shaped you, So the best thing to do is to really just not attach to any version of yourself and just be who you are right now, and appreciate who you are right now, and appreciate what you have right now, who's around you right now, and just try to like enjoy the process. You hear this 1,000 million times all over so many videos. It's like, it's not about the destination, it's the journey, right? It's just so true though, that is what it is. And I think, yeah, I may have mentioned this in previous videos of just like wanting to make sure that I'm present and enjoying this moment, enjoying this little mini chapter and how it's going to shape me, and not overthink it, and not over explain things, even though I'm talking so much on this. But hey, this is a documenting of my journey. It is what it is, man. But yeah, so that's kind of been what's been coming up for me today on day 13. Again, zero change in terms of energy. Like, even though I feel like I want to rest more today, like I could have done a full workout today if I wanted to. Yeah, I could have worked out, but I didn't feel like it. Hey, 3 months later, every day these months, man, the past 3 months, every single day I could have worked out, but it was just like, it wasn't calling to me. But I'm just saying in the terms of energy, I have the energy for these things. in relation to this juice fast by day 13, so which is really cool. You know, sustained energy, that hasn't changed, and which is phenomenal, which is so awesome. And that's the thing. Like, I'd like to sustain this kind of steady energy throughout the day, post fast, right? So it's about when I'm reintegrating food and I you know, like noticing these, how does this affect my oh, my wrist just cracked. How does this affect my baseline and just kind of like the ebbs and flows of the day? You know, because obviously before this fast, you know, eating food, like just not monotonous, but just like it's ingrained habit, right? It's just like I have this and then I this, and I was pretty happy with my morning routine, you know, like I was pretty happy with my breakfast and all that stuff. I was pretty healthy and good. And it probably is fine, but then just, you know, coffee and then like maybe some sweets or whatever, and it's just like your energy is like woo, and you're looking for something to stimulate you and to kind of keep you going throughout the day, you know, a little yum yum yum. And now just seeing, and I'm getting a lot out of these juices, right? Like, don't get me wrong, like there's so many nutrients and like so much energy in these juices. But the fact that like, yeah, there's just there's not really any spikes. It's just like, all right, like this is the vibe. This is the vibe. And it sustains throughout the whole day, right? So I prefer that. I prefer that over like, because like even when I was drinking coffee, like, yes, it gives you like a rush, certainly, like a crazy rush, but then it's like, then there's the comes down, right? And you like it when it's you're in high alert, whatever, like, you know, it turns you on, right? And you feel like you're off when the on is no longer on with the coffee or even sugar or whatever. It's like you feel like you're off. But it's like now I'm noticing like, no. Like, anyways, that's a different conversation. I was going to say something, but the thing is, like, what you thought was off was actually just kind of like your baseline that you weren't accepting. And again, everyone's different. I'm not speaking for everyone's situation, everyone's life. People have things, like, I get it, okay? I'm just talking for me and my experience here. And but yeah, that's what I'm kind of discovering. It's like what I thought, you know, especially the first few days, I'm like, oh, is this tiredness behind my eyes? No, it's just like this is actually just my eyes. This is just actually the vibe, you know? And those spikes are, quote unquote, I don't know, artificial. You know, it's like a false high. It's a false, yeah. It's altering, I don't know, it's just altering your state. So getting used to this kind of like baseline thing, it's kind of nice. And it'll be interesting to see what I eat after this, how it makes me feel. Like, I'm sure I'm going to be so sensitive or hyper aware of like, wow, this stuff makes me feel like this. Whereas before, it's just like, I eat this stuff. And I started having more awareness around, my food and how it makes me feel like over the years. But this is going to be a totally different level, you know, totally different level, because I've just been doing juices, right? So it's going to be interesting. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I end up going. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna try. I'm sure I'm gonna try some sweets and some, greasy burgers and boudin and all this stuff. Not Vladimir. Some like cheese gravy stuff, cheese curds. I'm sure I'm gonna try it. I'm sure I'm gonna try it just to see how it feels. And I'm sure it's gonna be like, it does not feel like juices. I just know it'll make me feel heavier, right? Heavier, sluggish. And now with all this plaque coming out, it's just like, I know that it's contributing to that, to the next round of that. But it's like, yeah. It's all about the lifestyle you want to live and and your values and stuff too. Like, there'll be a moment where I'm faced with these foods, and I'll probably do it like once and then see how vastly different it makes me feel, and just be like, can't do it anymore. And then that'll be like, this will be just more of a reset of like, yeah, what is my body actually like? What does my body actually enjoy? So I totally see how some people do like monofruit diets for super long periods of time and whatever, eating raw and vegan diet and all that stuff. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Anyways, I feel like I'm blabbering on here, but I guess if you're doing this process, just listen to your body, Listen to yourself, like that keeps being the thing that comes up with this is presence. Listen to yourself. Like, what is your whole like being telling you right now? What do you need to feel? What's alive for you right now? Because that's what food was also doing for me at a certain point, because I had given up, not given up, but it's like, I haven't drinking alcohol for a while now, like, yeah, like a year and 4 months or whatever. And then cannabis, same thing, like stopped late January or maybe late February. Was it February? I think maybe it was like somewhere around there, in around that chunk of time. But then it was like food ended up starting to become like the drug or the stimulation. And yeah, so it's just interesting. And now the next, it's a foregone conclusion that it has to be addressed, is the social media stuff for me. So I'm just having a healthy, loving, and gentle relationship with myself throughout that process, So anywho, feeling great, day 13, although, like I said, creeping thoughts of like, yeah, who am I on the other side of this? Feeling a sense of needing to attach to something familiar. And also I find, yeah, the weather is contributing to just kind of like I want more sunny days, man. Come on. And I know they're coming. And so it's just trying to enjoy these. That's the thing, right? You just got to enjoy these moments too, right? Enjoying the process. Like, this is part of it. These days, these these in-betweens, you know, that's part of the whole thing. Not every day it's just like, yeah, wow, like, wow, everything's amazing. And I'm like, I can't believe how much progress I'm making every day, wow. And not every day is super sad and not every day is super happy. And sometimes there's just days like today that's gray. It's kind of like right in the middle, you know? There's just kind of like, what is this? But you can find the beauty in it and enjoy it and appreciate and love yourself through it. So anyways, many blessings to you and yours. And I've been saying the same thing a few of these videos, but I'm starting to forget what it is. But wherever you are, whenever you are, whoever you are, be kind to yourself, love others, be present, find the joy in the little things, because I find that the little things are the big things, you know, as above, so below, all that stuff. But yeah, all the best to you. And yeah, tomorrow, day 14, very exciting.